Hello everyone, this is Arafel. I'm playing what I'm calling a Link to the Past randomizer, Litemare, which is it's based on the Nightmare preset, but with some of the worst stuff taken out. So enemies do not do randomized damage, enemies do not have randomized health. There are swords, items do not have reduced availability, items do not have reduced functionality. But we do still have enemy shuffle, full boss randomization, entrance shuffle, the chaos or insanity mode, I think it's called. Um, yeah, all sorts of fun stuff. So, the cave by Eastern Palace goes into swamp. That is worth noting, so... Hashtag Swamp Palace. But although this is single entrance, this is a dungeon, not a cave, so the exit will go somewhere else. That is one of the things Insanity Entrance Shuffle does. And yeah, hints are off, so hint tiles will just give basically paraphrased versions of their original messages. Okay. That goes to the East Town entrance, which is potentially a convenient shortcut, but let's see what's inside here. Paradox Cave Top. This could be important. It's also not going to be easy to get by things without any weapons. And no bonds means I can't get the easy to get items. Or theoretically easy to get. Okay, now that was good chess game. Alright, I'm reading my notes and I had an entrance noted as chess game, and I'm like, wait, what do I mean by chess game? Because there are several. No, that's the reference to the house that goes to the... Normally goes to the chess game that actually has a prize. Yeah, Thieves Town entrance goes to Paradox Top. I forget how much damage those do. I think I might be able to squeeze by it. Yes. But I can't actually get anything here without some kind of weapon or bombs. Alright, let's just see what's out the bottom exit. Get one more rupee while I'm here. Okay. Okay, this is Skullwood's middle left exit. Yeah, I'll put an extra section for connectors at the bottom. The Paradox bottom goes to Skullwood's middle left. And there's only two things we can do from here, which are go back in there and go in the drop-down over here. I think I'm going to try the drop-down, just because there's only a limited number of places it can go, and a number of them have useful items. But no, this just goes to Tallwoods. Actually, I think that might be one of the rules even on Insanity Shuffle. The Skullwoods drop-downs always go to Skullwoods. Yeah, I'll copy the connectors I know about to the bottom here. Brother's right. Bumper Cave top went to the back of Desert Palace, which could be useful once we get a glove and the Moon Pearl. So yeah, Skyward's front entrance went to the Bumper Cave. Skyward's back hole goes to, I'll call it the back drop, because back hole sounds kind of bad. Skullwoods, what would you even call this room? I'll just call it the middle drop down. Yeah, we can get a few items while we're here. There's a bow. That's important. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use it just yet. I don't think I can get past that. I think they do 4 hearts of damage. Maybe if I had done that before... No, the chest is in the way, regardless. If we come over to Bumper Room... I think this is required to have a key and entrance shuffle. To this dungeon, no less. So that you don't get stuck in here. Yeah, we've got rollers. There's a heart piece. I was hoping I could phase through that what was in the doorway, but no luck. Was that roller there before? I think it was. But yeah, long rollers are kind of the bane of Randomizer existence. And yeah, I can't squeeze past there with the chest anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna save and quit because I don't think I can do anything else from there. Unless I can get past the roller. And save and continue wouldn't help because that would just go back to where the drop down is, as we saw, so... Okay, so I've checked the Dark Lumberjack. I've checked part of Skullwoods. I have not checked the Dark Sanctuary entrance, so let's go over here. I've not checked Curiosity Shop. Oh yeah, that's another fun thing you can get on Randomizer. Thieves. Okay, Hyrule Palace. Or Hyrule Castle, sorry. This could be important. So I'll mark this off. Dark Sank goes to Hyrule Castle. Left. Trouble is I have no weapons. Except the bow, but no arrows. A bow without arrows is not useful. And you can't get arrows here. Well, maybe if I throw a pot and kill something. Let's give it a try. There's a bomb. That's actually really good. And the pot's already broken, so... One bomb is not enough to take out the guard down here, but I can open the chest. Actually, that's not even a guard. But again, I can't go any further anyway. So even if I took that out and grabbed the key, I would still need to take out more enemies in future rooms to collect stuff. I wouldn't normally bother with that, but we're really short on money right now. Yeah, let's go back the same exit just to see where it goes. And this is the mountain in the light world. that could be important. So HC left goes to Old Man back. And I will mark that both where the entrance was and... okay. And if we go back in here, I can't do this. Because funny. But yeah, that's kind of important. So I will mark Old Man back goes to Pyramid Fairy, which has items we'll need to come back for. Well, not necessarily need to, but the point is you can't get them now. This will exit the same place because it's a single entrance cave. We have the flying cabbages as usual. Alright, and Death Mountain Descent Cave goes to the middle of Paradox Cave, which has a key. Actually, I think I call this the top of Spectral Rock. Yeah, because this is where you go in from the top of the mountain. Where you can see the item but not get it. And this goes to up here. So not terribly useful, but I'll mark it off anyway. I think this was Spec Middle. That's the one you can normally actually get the item from. But that is not a useful connector, so I won't put it in the connector section. And it goes to a cave. We can't tell which cave. But yeah, all of the dark caves are connectors. I think that's the... okay, we're on West or East Mountain now. Yeah, I think that's the cave that's normally the way down the mountain in the Light World. And that's the bottom end of it, just because the screen went diagonal when I went up. So this goes to Spiral Cave. Okay, just edited out a cough, and yeah, we're here. So if we go back in here... yeah, in a normal entrance shuffle, I will be jumping down to see where other entrances go, but because this is Insanity, the entrance you just come out of goes somewhere different. The Spiral Cave goes to... I think they call this Death Mountain Fairy Ascent. So Death Mountain Fairy Ascent top, I believe, goes to Tower of Hera. And that could be useful because it's a way to get up here that does not require you to have any items at all. If it wasn't entrance shuffle, you would need mirror or hammer to get here. While I'm here, what's on the rock? It's a map. And I can pick that up because... yeah, going on diagonals can be weird. I can pick that up because it's just lying on the ground, and because we are in inverted, there are some edges to the terrain that let you get to things that would otherwise be inaccessible due to not being able to mirror to them. Because Light World and Dark World are flipped, so you need the Moon Pearl in the Light World, and if you use the mirror, it takes you to the Dark World. Right, so we don't have any Light World maps. And Terra of Hera, I think this is one of the... yeah, that's just a talking NPC from the Dark World. Useless. But we'll note it off. Heck, I'll just mark it as useless. Yep, and that is a single exit cave. So it comes back to the same place. If I go to the right, there's the hammer pegs in the way, so we can't do that. But I can just hop down here. The warp tile is not here because warp tiles take you from the dark world to the light world. The mirror takes you back because this is inverted mode. Okay, so Spectacle Rock Talk takes us to Kakariko Well, but it's useless because we're on the wrong side of it. Come to think of it, does this count as a single entrance cave because there's only one way out? No, it does not. So that's a connector. If I had money, I could buy what the bottle merchant is selling, but I do not. I will jump in the well, Joe, just in case it actually goes to something useful. It's the back of Skull Woods. Okay, not the back, but the big key drop down. Big chest drop down. Alright, so where are my Kakariko things? There. Cackwell drop goes to Skullwood's big chest. Now note that because we dropped in from the light world and don't have the moon probe, we're in bunny mode, but because it was a drop down, we are in what's called super bunny state, which means you can pick things up. And I could use a sword if I had one, which I don't. Went a little too late. Now if I save and continue, it'll just go back there. I'll stack up on a few more bombs. And no, this didn't have arrows though. But fill up in magic, grab some more bombs. Try this one more time. There, I got it that time. I don't really want to use a key here, but I don't think I can get to this otherwise with that roller in the way. Yeah, we got to the room south of here earlier, and there was a big bat roller in the way. That's only a piece of heart, but that's one checked on. And if we walk out of here, which we actually can do, we're on Death Mountain on the east side, which is good, because this is another place that's relatively difficult to get to. Mark that in the Skullwood's front, goes to Super Bunny Cave top. I can theoretically get to the Ganon's Tower entrance from here, which is Aghanim's Tower because of inverted. Okay, Bombos to open that. But we need to sneak past the Lionels to do it, and I do not feel at all confident about that, especially with 3 hearts, no equipment. Okay, that's another dark cave. So, Super Bunny top goes to a dark cave. And I'll put a question mark on that because I don't know which dark cave. Okay, I'm not jumping down, so it's not the old man, or the front of the old man, excuse me. I think this is the back of the cave where you take the old man to, based on how the screen's moving. Yes, it is. So that's good to know. That means I can at least mark it off. That also means that once we actually rescue the old man, we'll be able to get here as a restart point. So, it's a dark cave, but it's old man back. I did not check where that goes out to, so put a question mark on that. Actually, I have a few more things I want to put question marks on because I didn't check where they exited to. Link's house, big chest. Yeah, that was a drop down, so it's one way. Okay. And if we come out here, this goes to Uncle Spot. And also, we can't go anywhere except back in there because being a bunny, you can't pick up bushes. And there's bushes in the way. So we head back in here. Yeah, this is Mimic Cave. They've edited it slightly for... I forget... I think that's an Randomizer thing in case the enemies are something you can't easily get into range, so you can actually get to them and take them out. But, yeah. I can't get past the barrier. I could kill the Hinox with my bombs. But, yeah. We are stuck for now. I will mark this off on my tracking notepad. Let's put that in the middle of the Light World stuff because it's in the middle of the Light World. Uncle Spot goes to Mimic Cave. Yeah, if we take a quick look at my log units, we're kind of starting to get fleshed out here. Make that shorter so it actually fits in the window. Yeah, we know where these entrances go in the Light World. We know where these entrances go in the Dark World. Kind of ironic that this is a lot less fleshed out because we're starting in the Dark World because it's inverted. And we have these connectors which are in no particular order where they come out of. So yeah, this has been... it's interesting. Again, because we have the Insanity entrance shuffle, which is the main thing I'm doing this mode for, yeah, there's a lot of exploration to do. And I'm going to have to save and quit anyway, so next time we'll resume from one of the start locations. Probably Dark Sanctuary, Dark Chapel, because that is actually in the Dark World and we can do more there, being as we don't have the Moon Pearl. But yeah, this is what we have so far. 3 heart pieces and a bow. And that's in 2 sessions of roughly 20 minutes, 25, so progress is slow. In any case, this has been Arafelon playing Link to the Past Randomizer, what I'm calling Litemare mode, which is a version of Nightmare that has some of the worst stuff stripped out of it. And yeah, come back next time, we'll go back to exploring. Oh yeah, we got bombs too. Bombs are good, because bombs are not something the logic considers you to need to find. It just assumes, oh, bombs, they just drop wherever. You've got bombs, right? Right? But yeah. This could take a while. Which is kind of the point, and it's also why well, a large part of the reason I'm doing it in pre-recorded sessions and not attempting to stream it, because, oh boy, this could take all day. if I did it in one session. And I think I've seen one of the top Link to the Past randomizer runners did an actual Nightmare seed, and it took something like 10 hours. So, yeah, it's not going to be that bad since we're not going to have to worry about the enemies being ridiculously powerful damage or ridiculous amounts of health or not having swords. But even so, just finding things is going to take hours. Anyway,